Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly forecast for September 16th through the 22nd. We're going to pull messages here for you for the week from this deck, and then we're going to pull a crystal card for you at the end to see which crystal is recommended for you all to use for the week ahead. We're going to see what's going on for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. And we're going to go from there. This is another beautiful deck, which I've not yet used on this channel. Here is your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This Pisces full moon's been a doozy, guys. I've been saying all weekend so far, strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Some of you know where that's from. Some of you know what that means. And some of you are feeling it right there along there with me. But we're going to see what's going on for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Wow. This is interesting, guys. This is interesting. Let me tell you why. You guys are the second reading I'm doing for the week. And those of you that you regularly watch my videos, you know I don't do the love stuff in the weekly forecast. I do the love reading separately. But a lot of love seems to be coming up. I just did Virgos, and if your soulmate happens to be a Virgo, you are in for one heck of a time because they're feeling a little feisty. They're feeling a little randy this week. I'll tell you that right now. They're ready to go. They're all hot and bothered, but you know, maybe you're not dealing with a Virgo. But you do have soulmate coming in Monday, Tuesday. And so there's something happening with a lot of people's love energy this week. It doesn't surprise me because full moon in Pisces is very much about emotions. And a lot of times when we're in our emotions, it is going to involve like romantic partners or love life or things of that nature. Some of you are manifesting. Some of you are manifesting between now and the new moon. You might be kind of like clearing the stuff that's preventing you from being with your soulmate. Because as I'm even looking at this, it almost looks like the soulmate's like this invisible, like energetic presence, right? So you may be in separation from your soulmate. And for some of you, this is a soulmate you've not even yet met, but you might be picking up on their energy. You might be picking up on their like the fact that they're kind of coming in. You might be like just having certain signs or messages that are coming in, and you just have a feeling, you know what, my person's close. You might be feeling it in that way. I do feel for a lot of you, there's been a lot of crazy changes that have been happening. You know, like I was kind of joking and I was saying in the beginning, strange things are afoot at the Circle K, which I'll just go ahead and tell you if you don't know where it's from. It's from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You should know that. It's one of the greatest movies ever. It's fact, not opinion. I'm just kidding. It is a fun movie though. But you might be young and you might have never seen it. But anyway, so some crazy things may have been happening in your life, or some things may be changing, and you just kind of may be in this energy where all of a sudden it's like, what is going on? I feel for you who are having a lot of changes and a lot of shifting and a lot of unexpected twists, like plot twists and turns in your life. Spirit is directing you to some soulmate. Like you are being divinely guided to some person. So many of you have been trying to manifest this for a very long time, and it's going to happen. It's you know, coming into fruition at this time. And Monday, Tuesday, you may be getting a lot of signs about it. You might be like, oh well, this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen. Some of you keep receiving memories or thoughts of someone from your past, and this is that this person energetically is reaching out to you, and that they will probably be reaching out in the real physical realm at some point, like either through a phone call or a letter or something, right? Like they'll be reaching out soon. Your Wednesday, Thursday card is cycles. Okay, so cycles is going to be telling us again that something is coming to a change, something is coming to a shift. Some of you, this soulmate who's coming back around again, you might not want to hear this, my darlings, but I have to say this to you. This person is coming back because, and I'm hearing a very specific message, and you guys are going to be like, Amethyst, what are you even talking about right now? But this soulmate is coming back because this person, believe it or not, is blocking your abundance. Okay, for some of you who have someone from the past returning, it's a karmic person, right? And they're returning so you can clear out the energy, you can get the closure to make room for this new soulmate coming in. But when I say blocking out your abundance, you have to understand something. Anytime we're in a feeling of like feeling rejected or wronged or ignored or neglected, it blocks our abundance because we come into an energy of feeling unworthy. We feel unworthy to receive. And so if we have someone that's made us feel unworthy or that has hurt us or that like when are they going to come back, that could actually also block your financial flow. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't know. I've done readings where people have been like, hey, what's my financial block? And I'm like, you've got a really broken heart that you haven't been able to deal with. That comes up a lot for many people. And so I feel like for some of you, this person to being allowed to return so that you can end this cycle. And you're going to know if this is the case for you because this is going to be somebody who's already done this to you a few times, right? You might be like, oh, I know they'll come back eventually. They'll always do. But this is the time to end that cycle. For other ones of you, you are coming out of a cycle of lack, you know, regardless of soulmate, no soulmate, love life, no love life. You're ending a cycle of, I'm hearing ending a cycle of poverty. So maybe some of you have just felt very, very destitute. Maybe some of you have felt like your money or financial problems could not be any worse than they've been. And this is saying that it's going to get better because you are ending that cycle. It's time for something new happening. It's time for a new energy coming in. And you're going to be able to make that shift at this time. Okay? That's your Wednesday, Thursday. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday card is selling out. So Taurus, this is interesting. And so here we have this lady, and she kind of looks like, you know, she is a werewolf kind of creature that maybe like, you know, ate something. Oh gosh, kind of like a vampire werewolf kind of thing going on here. So some of you have just been starving. You've been so hungry. You've been so hungry for love. You've been so hungry for attention. You've been so hungry for affection. You've been so hungry for recognition, whatever it might be, right? And so you might be really tempted to like kind of go after someone or something and like just sink your teeth in. But you know, this is asking you to try to nourish yourself. I'm gonna go ahead. I don't normally do this, but this is a new deck, so I want to just kind of read from the book itself and see what the creator of the deck wants to say about this. So it's saying you have to make a choice about whether you will use your power, talents, and abilities for selfishness and exploitation or the higher good. Take a few deep breaths and focus on your body. Become conscious of where in your body you feel like you are losing your energy and your power. Place your hands on that part of your body. Visualize your prostitute archetype. It can look similar to this card or a darker version of you. Ask this archetype to show you where in your life you are selling out. Become aware of how this affects various areas of your life and your physical and emotional health. Ask this aspect of yourself to help you regain your inner strength and make empowering decisions. So this is what's happening, right? Some of you are so hungry for this soulmate. You're so hungry for these cycles to change. You may be editing yourself. Like you might be like, oh, maybe if I was more attractive, maybe if I was sexier, maybe if I acted like this or acted like that, people would like me. And so you may be selling out in the way that you're no longer being authentic because for some reason you're of the belief that who you are and how you are isn't enough in this moment. And you're trying to change it under the guise of improvement, right? You know, but you're not being true to yourself for some of you. And so this is asking you to get honest with yourself. Like, how are you selling out or how are you abandoning who you are because you think it's going to get you something else, or because you think it's going to get you what you want, right? But even now, like, she just kind of has like this zombie look. And this is why it happens, guys. We see people who become famous, we see people who become wealthy, and they're still not happy and they still feel alone, right? They're being this character, they're living this image, but at the end of it, they're not fulfilled. And you can avoid that. You don't have to fall into that energy. Okay, we're going to see what crystal is being recommended for you all this week for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And guys, be sure to watch your Moon and Rising sign videos as well, because some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. It might add a little extra information. It's always a good idea to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, my darling. So we're going to read it, and then we're going to see what your card is. Understand the underlying causes of challenges in relationships. Balance the mind and emotions. Good connections with supportive friends and family. So some of you have just been so hungry for that recognition, right? For that closeness, for that support, for that love, for that, you know, the positive things happening. And so this card is acknowledging that. And, you know, it's acknowledging that you might be wanting to understand what the problem in your relationship might be, why maybe you're not feeling close, you know, how you can call in more supportive friends and family. So the crystal to use, dun, 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 is going to be unakite. I was gonna say euconite, but that would be backwards or flipped around. Unakite. My emotions are balanced. I react to others in an objective and loving way. Okay, so unakite could be a good crystal for you to pick up. It could be helpful. I would say if you don't have crystal shops and things near you, you can actually find a lot of things on eBay and Amazon. Crystals are becoming more and more available. Okay, so if you don't have a crystal shop for you or near you, you can probably find something online. But unakite might be a good one to work with this week, Taurus. Watch your moon sign and rising sign videos as well. Maybe that crystal might resonate with you more, or maybe you want to pick up and get a few crystals. So be sure to check those out. Those of you who are like, hey, this was nice, but what about my love life? What about my romantic life? I do those separately, but there's a link in the description that will take you to the September love readings if you haven't watched them already. And if you have watched your love reading, but you haven't watched the Venus sign for your love reading, it might be a good idea for you to do that, because sometimes when we watch our Venus sign for the love reading, it makes a lot more sense, or it may resonate more. That doesn't mean that your sun or moon won't also resonate, but sometimes the Venus will resonate more, because where our Venus is how we kind of operate in love. If you don't know what your Venus is, you can go to cafeastrology.com, and you can search Venus sign, and it'll tell you what your Venus sign is. All right, my darlings, I thank you for watching. If you'd like to schedule a private reading, go ahead and click on the Calendly link there and schedule. And guys, I just want to say, just so that you know, there's a new policy. If you do not have the reading stuff, the information that I ask for provided, I'm going to cancel your reading and I'm going to refund the money, because it's been so difficult to keep up with the emails and to go back and forth and say, hey, I got your reading request, but it's incomplete, or I didn't get the information I asked for. I can't keep doing it. It's getting too overwhelming. So just so that you know, I need the name of anybody you're asking me about. You don't have to give me their last name. I'm not investigating this person. I'm not searching for this person. I don't need a picture of them. I just need a name or a nickname, a first name or a nickname, because this helps me to connect with a person's energy. There's a lot of power in a person's name. I need the date of birth. And then I just need a quick little 1 or 2 sentences of a brief background of the situation, right? If you're asking me about work, I want to know what's going on in work. Okay, what are you trying to do? You trying to start a business? You trying to do a career change? Like just a little bit of a context. That's it. I just want a little bit of a context. I need names. And that will help me give you a good reading. That will help me so that I'm not wasting the time you paid for trying to figure out what's going on. If you can tell me what's already going on, I can tell you what's happening and how it's shifting and where it's going to go, right? I can figure that out through doing the reading, but then I'm using the time you paid for to figure out what you already know, because I don't know it. And I don't want to do that. So I hope that makes sense, guys. I hope you understand what I mean by that. You guys know I love reading for you, but if you could do that, it's so very helpful. Again, I thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Thank you for following along on Instagram and Facebook as well. And I'm wishing you a fabulous week.